Well, hey team. Hope you're having a great Monday. I'm sorry that this is kind of my first communication about Easter, regarding our team and all that stuff. To be honest with you, just kind of lost track of time, and so I apologize for that. I really had been meaning to communicate with you guys a lot sooner than today, at least just to, if anything, just to first and foremost thank all of you for being a part of the team this year. So I do want to thank you guys for that very much. I'm looking forward to Easter this year. As you can see, it's pretty light. We're also not doing as many services this year as we've done in the past. So while it may not be the typical, marathon that we're all used to, I guess we can kind of look at it as like a half marathon. But I expect the service to still be awesome and amazing. And so I just want to thank all of you for being a huge part of that and playing a huge role this year. Um, so, um, there's a few things that I want to discuss in terms of, rehearsal times and things like that. But first and foremost, one thing that I like to do is just take a look and see who we have. As you can see, all of the spots are filled and everybody has confirmed. So that is awesome. Thank you so much for that. All right, so let's see who we have on the team here. Noah will be on acoustic, so that's actually incorrect. I think he'll probably be on electric most of the time, but I just put him in that spot when I originally requested that he served. So he'll actually be doing like electric stuff, which is awesome. Mark Hernandez on bass, Kevin on drums, Sam on electric. We have Amanda and Priscilla singing, Laura on keys. We have Cody backstage. I'm also going to try to recruit Ryan McClintock, which I think will be possible. We have Holly Johnson coming down on Saturday, so that's awesome. She's going to be running the camera for us. Thank you for doing that, Holly. Lori on camera as well. Doug's going to be helping out on camera. And then we have the Atkins crew, as well as Todd on lights and Anthony on sound. So amazing team. I'm super pumped for Kevin and Mark. This is their first holiday service that they've gotten to serve for, so I'm really pumped for that. But yeah, we have an amazing team, so this is great. All right, so let's take a look at the service. What I'm going to do is, and I apologize, this is probably not going to be a short video, but just given kind of everything to cover here, I just want to make sure that I'm communicating things as best as I can. So let's just go down the order, and then we'll talk through certain elements and things like that, and then we'll discuss just things that I'm looking for musically with the band and all that stuff. So, all right. We have a countdown, which is the greatest show for King and Country. 2 minutes 30 seconds left. There will be a live welcome, so somebody will come out, campus host will come out, and just welcome everybody, talk about restrooms and sending kids back into Cedarville and all that stuff, and then we got free pop, sweet. The greatest show. It will be played from Ableton, but the band will not be playing in this. It's just something, like when you go to a concert and they play kind of like that hype music to get you pumped up before the show. That's basically what this is. We're not playing along with it. It's just audio coming from Ableton to kind of get everybody ready for the show. From there, we will do the greatest show. I think it's Panic at the Disco's version, which is pretty sweet. If you guys have seen the movie The Greatest Showman, you're probably familiar with this song. It's a really cool song, and I think just really sets the tone for the beginning of the service. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So what I'm looking for musically, this is obviously a kind of a symphonic type of song. Lots of strings and there'll be some stuff in the multi-track as well, kind of those hip hoppy kind of drums and things like that. So, ladies, these 3 songs, I'll be relying on you a lot for vocal parts. I would call this section kind of like a gang vocal section. Just a lot of unison stuff, a lot of harmony stuff, and these songs are kind of high as well. So I'll be relying on both of you to help out with a lot of the background vocal stuff. So just take a listen to that. Should be. I wish there was a way that we could have bounced out like a vocal only type of arrangement. But we don't have tracks to this song, so I think we had to go with like we either had to hand make some stuff or go with like a karaoke thing. I'm not sure, but just listen to it, for the parts. Anything that's like super high, I'll have you guys do, because I don't want to sing super high for the Easter services. I'll probably just come in so you guys will do a lot of like this is the greatest show, and then I'll come in on my part. So these 3 songs are very similar in terms of kind of that gang vocal stuff going on. So we'll do that one, and then we'll go into Walk on Water. So again, I'll rely on you guys to do like the whoa, whoa, and then I'll come in. Do you believe you can walk on water? So a lot of vocal parts in there as well. So that'll be fun. Kevin, I know you and I were discussing about the SPDS. I don't know if you want to do SPDS stuff. Another option that I was talking to Noah about today is setting the SPDS up near him, so that he can kind of like, I kind of envision maybe him having like a guitar strapped on him the whole time, but he could also play some SPDS parts for some of this stuff. So I'll let you guys kind of talk through that and how you'd like to navigate through that, but that's an option as well. And then in the Dig Down, which is a Muse song. So obviously there's some really cool harmony parts in there. When he says, dig down, and find faith. Kind of slides into those parts, which is pretty cool. Alrighty. So those first 3 up front are really, really setting the tone for this first part of the message. So the message is split into 2 parts. So after that, we'll head into the message, and then Ben will set us up for our rescue song, which is Lauren Daigle. Ladies, I'm not sure who's doing what here. That's something that you guys can figure out amongst yourselves. I have no preference, so I'm not gonna say like, oh, you're doing this one and this person's doing this one. However you want to work that stuff out is totally fine with me. I don't have any expectations on a particular person singing a particular song. So your voice as well, and your ranges, and who thinks they would sound good on what thing. So I'll leave that up to you, okay? All right, so for Daigle, we will also be doing the painting here. So those details will probably get added once we get more information about that. So painting will come out probably during the message at some point, maybe be covered up so it's not a huge distraction on stage or anything. But then there will be a painting during that song, which will be really, really powerful. I think we'll have to see band wise, because the song's basically piano, some string patches, and a vocal. So we may just run with that. I don't know that it's completely necessary to have the band come out if they're not really going to do anything on it. Maybe bass, we'll see, just to kind of provide some low end. But I'll try to get a little bit more clarity on what the other campuses are doing, and then we can maybe just try to do that. Okay, so after that, Ben will come back out and give the rest of his message. We are going to do, I think, hands. Do a salvation prayer and count hands and all that stuff. From there, he'll kick us back over to the campus. where we will set up local worship. Amanda, you and I had talked about the idea of In Christ Alone being female-led. That's totally fine. Just know that In Christ Alone was dropped down. I'm so sorry about that. Bella, I'm filming a video right now. You're not part of my video. They don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you either. Do I need to let you back outside? Or are you gonna behave? Uh-oh. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna let my dog out because she's being bad. Sorry about that. I wonder if there's a way where I can just cut that part out. Alright, so anyways, the key of the song was changed to D so that it will swell into What a Beautiful Name without having like a key change or anything like that. So what I would say is that if the key that it's currently in is doable for you, I know it makes everything really high, but if that works for you, then I'm totally okay with that. Again, I don't have really any preference in terms of like who's singing what per se. Just as long as it works. I don't want to mess with the key of this to the point where the swell into What a Beautiful Name just doesn't sound right. So let me know if that works for you. If we can keep it as is, then yeah, I'm totally cool with that. So we'll do that, and then it will go into What a Beautiful Name, which I believe starts at the bridge, and we'll play that out. And then we'll have a video, a kick-ass promo. So is the next series called Kick-Ass? Or they just want a kick-ass promo? Interesting. Okay. Anyways, there'll be a promo for the next series. And then we'll send everybody off. Post Jam, Noah had mentioned potentially doing a live Post Jam. So that's something that I'll also get some clarity on. To see what the other campuses are doing. I'm sure that's just a campus call. If it feels really good to have a live band there to kind of like send everybody out, I'm totally cool with that. So, looking at the order of the service, I don't think there's anything in here that's too crazy. I know past Easter services we've had just crazy arrangements, and man, I would look at the Easter set and just get super stressed. Personally, I don't feel that way with this one, which is a good thing. And so hopefully you guys aren't feeling that pressure or stress either. It's going to be great. Everything's going to be awesome. I believe in all of you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked you to be a part of it this year. And man, I'm really looking forward to it. We have a competition going on for Easter invites, and so as those are coming in, I'm just praying for all of those, and I'm praying for all of you, and I'm just really pumped for the service. Now, practice times. This Wednesday, we are going to have our first Easter practice. So some of you are going, oh crap, that's kind of last minute. It is, and I apologize. To be honest, some of the other campuses, because the service is a little bit lighter, are practicing the week of, and that's it. Which is why it wasn't communicated until today, because I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I honestly think having one this week and then another one next week is probably going to be beneficial for us. If you cannot make it this week, I completely understand, because it's last minute. There's no judgment there. I will not be mad. Here, let me lay down some expectations for the rehearsal this week. I want to make sure that everything that we have in Ableton is working, that we can get good gain checks and have scenes saved to help us out for next week. I want to make sure that all the keys of the songs are doable for us and sound okay, and that we're at least 50 to 60% comfortable with the arrangements. And honestly, if that's what we accomplish this week, then I'm pumped. I'm leaving there going, yes, great. And then next week, is when we'll ask production to come down and be a part of our rehearsal, so we can get maybe a good run through in, feeling confident going into Easter. So this Wednesday, we will have our first Easter rehearsal. Now, we also have a weekend service this weekend, and even though the weekend service set is fairly simple, I still want to have rehearsal for that too, because I just don't want to send this weekend and kind of put it on the back burner and be like, well, it's not as important. So we're still going to rehearse for that. So here's what we're going to do. From 7 to 7, let's just say 7:40, because I don't think it's going to take any longer than that. Let's just call it 7:45. From 7 to 7:45, we will have weekend rehearsal, which probably the only people that are even on for this coming weekend that would need to carry over are me, Noah, and Anthony. Everyone else is not on for Easter. So we'll take a 15-minute break. If you guys need to get set up, Sam, if you need to come in and get your stuff set up, awesome. Let's plan on starting at 8 o'clock. And I can honestly see this maybe going from like 8 to 9, maybe 9:15, at the latest 9:30. And then we can get you guys out of there. Now, next week, let's talk about next week. If you look up here, this is one important thing that I want you guys to be aware of. On April 15th at 7 o'clock, we are asking our Dream Team members who are serving this Easter to be at the Perrysburg campus at 7 o'clock. Perrysburg will do their traditional kind of service preview. So from 7 to 7:30 is going to kind of be like a brief walkthrough of the service. And then I think at 7:30, they're going to do a run through, or a kind of a service preview. I think they're going to do 2 of them. So if you can only make the first one, that's fine. If you want to stick around for the whole thing, that's cool. It'll give you at least 1 to 2 looks of how this is going to look and feel, at least at Perrysburg. So I'm asking you guys to be there if you can make it. It's not mandatory, but this is going to be really helpful for you, especially if this is your first time, just to kind of see how things are going to look and hear the songs and hear a band playing it and all that stuff. So that's something that I want to let you know about. There will be food provided, so carpool together if you can. Come up, hang out with me and the rest of the team, and the other campuses, and get some free food, and we'll kind of just take everything in and maybe have a little debrief afterwards. Now, I wouldn't really pay much attention to this stuff. These are just kind of estimated run-through times for the services. I know Matt Atkins generally will send out call times for his crew, so I wouldn't really worry about this stuff right now. Just more so the run-through, and then our practice next week. For next week, we can talk about that on Wednesday. So whether you want that to be Wednesday or Thursday, I'll leave that up to you guys, depending on what your availability is and all that stuff. So we'll talk about that on Wednesday. But Wednesday this week, we will have our first Easter rehearsal at 8 o'clock. If you cannot be there, please just let me know. It's not mandatory, but I'm asking you to be there. I know it's last minute. I'm sorry. I will own that, and I apologize for throwing this on you guys last minute. So if you can make it, I'd love to have you there. It'll help moving forward. If you can't, I totally understand. And so just let me know if you can't, so I have a kind of a mental count of who's going to be there, so I can prepare for that. Okay. You will also be receiving an email with dress code. I can tell you right now that, probably blacks and grays and, jean jackets are cool. Ladies, if you want to wear, black skinny jeans or something, I don't know. But I'll send that email along to you as well, so you can kind of get an understanding of what they're looking for that. All right, am I leaving anything out? We've talked about the service. We talked about April 15th. We talked about having rehearsal this week. Talked about the dress code for Easter. I think that's it for the most part. If I think of anything else, I'll add that into the communication for the dress code email. It's probably going to be 2 separate emails. So, alrighty, I think that's all I have. Thanks for being patient with a long video and putting up with my barking dog. Thank you for putting up with me and my awful communication. Again, I'm really sorry about that. But I'm looking forward to getting together this week with you guys and hopefully running through this stuff, and it'll all come together and it'll be really great. And just know that I'm praying for all of you and your invites, and praying for this Easter service, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm so glad that you guys are along for the ride and are on the team this year for Easter. And just know that I love you and I appreciate all of you so much. So have a great rest of your night, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.